What is up, YouTube? It is Sunday. So time for the weekly flea market video game recap video. Let's dive right into it. I know what you're probably thinking, like, Max, why do you need so many controllers? Well, I really don't. I just got a really good deal. Kind of hard to pass them up. Good guy named John. I usually get game stuff from at the market when he's there. Usually has pretty good deals. You know, decent like PS2, Wii games for like, $1 or $2 typically. And it was funny because I looked through his games and it didn't seem like he has many games, and most of them weren't games I wanted. It was like a lot of Wii games that were like Wii Fit, stuff I don't want. But it was funny. I was about to head off, and he starts going, take a bag, fill a bag, $1, anything in the totes. And I'm looking at the totes, and the first thing I see is a PlayStation sticking out. I'm like, anything in the totes? He's like, yep, anything in the totes. Fill your bag up all the way, $1. So I'm like, all right, crap, I'll take the PlayStation for $1, Mine's a little finicky because I already had to go on eBay, and I think I spent more than $1 just on this little spindle from China. Because these things, like this little plastic part on top had cracked, and one of the little balls these little 3 balls around it hold the disc actually onto it had busted. So I ordered another one of those, and it's just really finicky, and it still wobbles a little bit. And with the old, the PlayStation played, I think, CDs, and I want to say DVDs, but I might be wrong. I think it's just, I can't remember, but anyhow, like the wobbling, I think it's just CDs, but anyhow, the wobbling causes it to basically just, a lot of, like, even games that are not scratched whatsoever, I'll still get some like skipping on them. So I mean, it works. I can fiddle with it and get it to work right, but honestly, I can play the PlayStation 1 games on the PS2 a little easier. But hey, another system. I got 2 controllers to go with it. And I actually found a power cord. I know this kind of looks different than normal. My mom's on the couch, so I don't want to wake her up. She's snoozing. So I just sprawled everything out in my bed here, haphazardly. So basically 2 controllers, PlayStation, and the power cord. I think I have a spare audio video cord. I'll find one at the flea market for $1. I didn't see actually one in the bins. I did look for it, but for $1. The only thing I didn't pay for $1 was Luigi's Mansion. I got that from a different vendor. I paid $4 for that with a case. I haven't tested it, but usually they'll work, no problem. These. I actually had to fix this one. It was just dirty and just corroded, and the metal contacts, or the metal RF shield inside, was pretty rusty. So I took it apart, sanded the RF shield a little bit, spritzed it with a little WD-40, and then put a little towel so it's not soaping wet, and rubbing alcohol on the contacts. And there's a few that had a little bit of nasty corrosion. You take like a razor blade or just a knife to scrape that off, and then you should be good as new. See if I can get my camera to focus. Been pretty good now. Not too bad. The Madden actually worked. I didn't have to do anything to that. I just took a toothbrush to it and got off any dust and crap on it. This game's really bad though. Like, I played it for like a minute, and it's just like, ooh, them graphics. Terrible. Like, Blitz was really a lot more fun, I think, for N64. Like, the graphics don't matter as much, but it's faster paced, whereas Madden, it's just sluggish. That's why I never got into Madden as much. You spend more time picking your plays and all that rather than playing it. That's what I disliked about Madden always. I used to play like NFL. If I want to get into football here, I'm going off on a tangent, but like, I used to play on like Dreamcast. Like, the best, if you're really wanting to play like a simulator, like, football game, in my opinion, was always like the NFL 2K series. Like, I played that on Dreamcast, and the graphics were great. It was, it was just great, because especially with a controller, like kind of like this Xbox controller, you could put the little VMUs in it, and you could pick your plays without someone else seeing you. And even like Blitz too, when you hid your cursor, your little square, so they couldn't see it, you could hear how many boxes they were moving, like, over. There's tricks to make it more difficult, but like, you could still kind of figure out what plays people were running. Anywho, but that's why I like the 2K series. It's just really well made. Sega did really good sports games, I think. Anyhow, moving along. Speaking of Sega sports games, these are actually EA technically. NHL. I have an NHL '96. I can spin around here. My mess of games, my dirty floor in my room here. I have NHL 96, which is actually really good. It's one of my preferred Sega games. I have no idea how College 97 is. I used to play like Madden on Genesis back in the day. It was 2D though, it wasn't 3D, and obviously like the 64, and they were good. The Sega sports games. Bunch of QuickShot controllers. I think these are for original like Master System because they only have 2 buttons on them, but they still got the same kind of plug like this one uses, but this has got more than one plug or button on it. So I think this is for Genesis, where this is for Master System, I want to say. These buttons feel pretty worn. I mean, they still work, but like there is not a lot of tension in the spring in this thing. Like it's enough to push it back, but it's like push it in like barely just resting my finger on it. This one squeaks. Oh, it barely does now. There it goes. Yeah, I just kind of was looking through the bins he had, just seeing what was the best stuff he had in there, and had some microphones. Grabbed those. They weren't too big. Fit them in the bag. They're USB. I can use them on a computer. Backup microphones if my stream gives me problems. It's actually a nice little Xbox Mad Catz controller. Mad Catz I think went out of business too, so they're collectible. It's got the macro button on it, so I might throw that up on like OfferUp or Craigslist, just see, $5 or consider Nintendo trades. Yep, and then a couple DS chargers. I think one's the original DS plug, and then this one's the newer one for the DS Lite. And then a couple here that have the actual thumbsticks on them. This one's pretty gnarled up here and cords messed up, but I actually grabbed this for a purpose. I have the same controller in much better shape, but the only problem is it's got one of the little pins busted off, so I may kind of salvage this to make the other one work. And then this gray controller is actually fine. And then I think I mentioned this earlier, but I actually found a power cord in the bins that I can use for the PlayStation, so a whole lot of controllers and accessories, but I mean, for $1, can't go wrong. I think I'll honestly probably test this and see if I can get it working. If it works, I'll probably do like the 2 controllers, that power cord, and I think I have a spare AV cord, but I might honestly just see if I can find another one next week, and then I'll toss that in. I'll have a whole thing, and I'll probably do like $20, I think, on it. Or I'll consider trades. Honestly, on this, I would consider trades. I usually don't deal with trades because people lowball and they offer you all kinds of random crap you don't want. But on that, I mean, I got nothing into it, so best offer I might consider. Alrighty, folks. Well, I kind of got lucky today, and the weather held out. It was supposed to rain this morning. So I'm happy with what I got. This stuff was actually kind of heavy to carry around the market all day this morning when I was browsing around, but yeah, I'm happy with what I got here. Got some stuff to clean up and test and work on today. And yeah, I got a bunch of time off from school, so something to do. Hopefully I can flip some of this, maybe make a few bucks on the PlayStation. I really don't have a whole lot of use for the quick shots. I know those are fun for like playing like Afterburner, and there's a bunch of like kind of like arcade games you can play that are on Sega. I'm just blanking on the names of them. Yeah, anyways, but yeah, whole lot of stuff. As always, folks, feel free to hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Have a great Sunday, and I'll catch you next weekend. Bye-bye.